apart from that a bit of an overextension in the mid lane, still relatively played to perfection, I'd say, from QB. I mean, even that death that he kind of tanked, he traded out for the Arc Warden, so I don't even think it's that big of a deal. As in, it is, but you know, it ended up still doing something. It wasn't like a pointless death completely, right?
Yeah. And an amazing ban coming out from 1A here,
Alright.
opening up the mid lane.
Shut the fuck. Is there anything else you'd like to say about that ban, or you just gonna say that line every time?
I mean, it does though, right? Like,
okay,
explain
yourself. Explain yourself. They haven't heard the Beats manifesto about Oni in too long. You need a.
It lets you play. It lets you play Ember Spirit. It lets you play Void Spirit. It lets you play Storm Spirit. 3 heroes that we have not seen come out from 1A+4LAS at sea, but maybe one day. It lets you play the Lone Druid.
No. So we have seen Chio play that Storm, Void Spirit. He played it one game, absolutely popped out with it, but it was banned last game. It was banned last game, so no chance to bring it out there. They banned the Spirit Breaker and Grimstroke, once again, 2 very targeted bans. Now I'm gonna opt for the Winter Wyvern this time. We're gonna see whether Anchors default back to that, because I know that is a hero that they enjoy very much.
So yes, the Grimstroke, you talked about this ban last game, and a Kunkka. This is a bit of a classic, a throwback pick, if you will.
Oh, what makes you say that? I mean, it fits the theme, right? 1 anchor plus 4 loss at sea.
But I believe they used to pick this earlier on in the season.
Yeah, they picked this on Chio, they picked this on Lorbit as well. Lorbit had a really interesting performance on it. Here's the curious part, he had a really standout game on this offlane Kunkka, but he ended up going for a very unique build. Some Sanj and Kaya Radiance Rush situation. He was landing like 4-man torrents, was absolutely insane, but I don't think like I'm not sure about the build that game. I think with a BKB maybe could have ended the game, but ended up, you know, not falling a bit short, and lends to his win rate on anything other than Spirit Breaker being like not too great, you know. But it's an Ogre Magi in response, just a solid laner early on, and of course, I mean, you know me. Any team with an Ogre Magi is a team that I'm rooting for. I'm looking to see what exactly, you know, probably Bushmeat is looking to bring out. More likely than not though, it's just a very safe and secure laner, right? It might be something they favor as well, because last game they picked the Lich, and it's really just to keep QB in a good spot.
Yeah, and this is a good hero to kind of enable the Bloodlust.
Okay, so very
Bloodlust and Bloodseeker coming at you. Very scary.
Very scary indeed. This Bloodseeker, of course, can be flexed between position 3 and position 1. So we're gonna see whether it's JVS picking that up or whether it will be QB. Although I do doubt that they'll pick the QB hero so early on. Now that Winter Wyvern's not banned, they're gonna opt back for a bit of comfort that they used to know, right? This is a draft that we saw very early on in the league for them. They've diverted away a bit from it, but this is the draft that they really favor playing. The counter initiate, the team fight, the saves, the you know, like with the torrent, with the boat, you can always turn those fights around with the damage mitigation as well as the curse. Gonna be very annoying to fight up into in the ways of the Ogre Magi and Bloodseeker, because these are 2 heroes that gotta be up close and personal, right? I mean, Ogre, yes, he can be far away casting spells, but you really want him to be tanking quite a bit. And with this Winter Wyvern, you really limit the space in which he can play.
Yeah, and Curse on the Bloodseeker, either if he's the target or if he's targeting someone, you pretty much guarantee a kill. Because the Bloodseeker is very squishy, but he also attacks very, very quickly, and can pretty much take out any hero that you curse.
Indeed. And one thing that we didn't mention as well, right? There's always the dream scenario of like a curse, like pulling 5 members together and then you chain it with a torrent boat combo. That shit could be insane. Yeah, but obviously there's like some miracle scenario over here. As we get into the second stages of the bans, it's gonna be a Tinker and Knight's ban. Tinker ban is pretty interesting, but I kind of understand their point of view, because they're not really, they don't really have a lot of strong jumpers at the moment, and with the Bloodseeker and Ogre Magi serving as very strong, durable frontliners who can give a lot of vision, Bloodseeker Tinker is just not fun to play against. You can't actually get away from those goddamn missiles. The Void ban as well, alongside the Life Stealer. Life Stealer is a bit of an interesting one, but maybe just not wanting a hero that can just easily shrug off what their opening can do, and Life Stealer fits that bill. As for the side of the Coalition though, they're gonna ban out Weaver, which is once again, like we said, anchor specialty, alongside the Queen of Pain and the Viper. Now, Queen of Pain is something Chio has put on absolute masterclasses with, and they don't want to tempt fate. They saw how much work Lupo could do on it, they know how much Chio can do on it, they don't want it in the pool.
Yeah, and the Faceless Void ban coming out. I mean, really, you're not going to see last game. They're kind of forcing a completely different draft from the Coalition of Dreams, which I like because it's like, let's see what you can do. Let's see what you can throw at us.
Yeah, I think this is a really good pace for them because I feel like, you know, after that first game, you've got to feel like I mean, as much as you can be PMA, as much as you can try and keep the spirits high, it's gotta sting a little bit, right? Like, but if you can just approach this game in a completely different fashion with a completely different mindset, then that is gonna go a long way in terms of just keeping the mental up for the squad and like staying in it, right? That it's so important to just be actively thinking and not like giving up at like before the game even starts, and just playing a completely different fresh match can really help in that regard. They gotta pick a Vengeful Spirit, which is, I mean, it makes sense into the Kanka combo, but it adds on so much damage to your own team when you press the Winter's Curse.
Yeah, and Axe coming out from 1A+4LAS at sea. I really like this. It's really good against the Bloodseeker. Just completely, it gives you the ability to lock down the Bloodseeker. I don't know how the lane is.
Right, so here's the thing. If I'm an Ogre Magi and I see an Axe, I'm clapping my hands together because the thing about Axe, when he's the weakest, is in his first early levels, right? When he's trying to get the higher levels into like his spin or get that Vanguard up, that's where I can completely bully this guy with my ignites. Now it all comes down to Lobbit though, who I presume is going to be playing this Axe. If he can get those early levels up, maneuver in the lane, then he's going to be this unstoppable beast, like a la, like looking like Seb at TI9, right? Or Seb at TI8 rather. They're gonna pick a task here, so very cool. A lot of pressure coming out from this offlane. Also, another thing we didn't mention is the fact that this Venge can swap someone who's ruptured to just trigger that damage themselves, right?
Yep. But these are some brawlers coming out from 1A+4LAS at sea.
I like this task pick because I feel like it's very, like the snowball save could really do a lot for them this game. Yeah. And of course adds on to the aggression that X can bring. So it's going to be a very rough and tough lane. As much as I said Ogre, you know, you can bully this X early on, the Tusk is one of those rare heroes that can actually fight one-to-one with you and like go toe-to-toe. And yeah.
Coalition of Dreams needs something that can space out these heroes. Or, I mean, they could even try to go for something that fights even better, but against these three heroes, I don't really know if that exists.
What would be something that fights better? Okay, so a full pace draft here coming out from the side of Coalition. They're picking up the Luna, going full aura. They got the Bloodlust, you got the Bloodseeker, you got the Venge Spirit and the Venge Aura, and now you got the Luna Blessing. They're looking to death ball it up, baby.
Yeah, and this is a good hero for space as well. Because you can cast the, if they get a little too close, you can cast Eclipse, and it either forces them out or you get a bunch of damage off.
Now here's the issue, right? I don't, excuse me, yawning a little. I don't know how good Luna is into Axe Winter Wyvern. And especially against like Tusk, right? If you pop your Eclipse, he can just pull people into the snowball and get them out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and like
I think if the execution is good, it makes it really hard for the Luna to play.
Yeah, so they're really kind of banking on the fact that they can really just start the death ball and hope that the anchors play a bit discoordinated.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So we need, it looks like we do need two mid laners here from both teams, unless the Kunka's going mid. I guess we'll find out from the bans.
Yeah, but as we see here, it's gonna be a Bad Rider ban, which is pretty interesting. I think could really run over their draft, but it just really shits all over the Kunkka, so I like that ban a lot. The response ban is a Medusa, which I guess works for them in theory, right? Because you have that Winter Wyvern and the Kunkka to back them up with the AoE disables from far. You have the Axe as a front line to really catch people in there, keep them down, and then the Medusa just acts as this iron like tower that they can't trespass, right? The Luna's never gonna have enough damage to 1v1 that Medusa. The Medusa can stand tall. I will say though that I feel like Bloodseeker's pretty decent against Medusa, but you can't really threaten her a lot in lane.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always have the one stun or slow combo from VS or Ogre Magi to set up the blood, right? But apart from that, she should be fine.
Yeah, you got to be able to get in that close though.
Yeah.
The Ignite is pretty annoying as Dusa though.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like
you either have to shield it and take down your mana, or you have to, I mean, basically just give this Bloodseeker more damage, more stats, and take your health down. Storm Spirit ban. Slark ban. I mean, it looks like they're expecting a position 1, so. I mean, that's really. I mean, none of these other heroes can really play it, so. Okay. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's the range we were talking about. Basically does what the Medusa does.
And very crucially, they're picking a Drow Ranger, but they have so much save. They have so many ways to keep their heroes off the Drow Ranger, and they have so many ways to break up and stop this Death Ball. I really
and the
like
lane
this
should
draft.
be pretty good.
Yeah, I love this draft from the Anchors here. I feel like they're playing a whole different style, and they're gonna do something special. Now, I don't know if I'm just assuming this is a Kunkka mid and a Drow Ranger carry, because it could be flipped, right? Nowadays we see a lot of Kunkka carry as well. Could be Drow mid, could be X off lane, X mid, I don't know. Most likely it's gonna be Drow safe, Kunkka mid, and X off lane, but we'll have to see what the response is here from the Coalition.
Yeah, I don't even know what to expect here.
I mean, it's gonna be a mid laner, that's for sure, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be probably someone who can get to these backlines, pick up the Winter Wyvern and the Drow. So I'm looking at someone like a Void Spirit. I'm looking at someone like a Puck. Okay, it's gonna be a
Dragon
DK.
Knight. That's not really what you were anticipating.
Okay, but one more hero to add to the ball, and it's gonna be this pesky, proper frontliner that they're sort of missing, right? Because as much as Bloodseeker can run in, he doesn't really want to be the one all the way in front tanking all that damage.
Yeah, this is some. They can push, and they can, like, if they target one person in these fights, that person's just dead. There's so much right click coming out.
Yeah, it's really gonna be on Owl, right? This Winter Wyvern, we know it to be the signature of Owl, so it's really on Owl to try and make this work for the team, right? It's really a lot on his back to break up these engagements. Whoever they put the spells on, he needs to be there to break it up with the Winter's Curse and stay out of their reach, because if at any point in time they see him, he's gonna be dead in an instant.
You know what? I'm a believer in this draft. I think I have one anchor here.
Yeah, I mean, we might be a bit high on the copium here. Once again, on paper, this looks like a Coalition death ball that is bound to like steamroll, but I want to believe, you know, I want to believe in this mid Kunkka. I want to believe in the counter initiate potential. I want to believe in the snowball saves, and I want to believe in the dream of the Anchors going back 1-1 after that game 1. It was rough to watch as a fan of the squad, but I'm here to hopefully see the turnaround, as I'm sure many of you are as well. Regardless of who walks away with this one, we're all here for some good Dota, and the first one, as much as it was an excellent showing from the side of the Coalition, it wasn't really the punchback that we wanted from the Anchors. Hopefully they can really give us a good show for the second one at the very least, as we get getting into the game very shortly. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry if the casting is a bit subpar. My man Beats here is horrendously recovering from a sickness, and I have not slept for 20 something hours, but that doesn't matter.
We're pushing through.
Yeah, we're pushing through. We're staying strong for the squadron, and just like hopefully how both these teams will stay strong as well. And the Coalition, once again, we have to mention this is their second series that's being played right now, so the fatigue might start to set in, right? It's not all okay. Pause. Okay, yeah, this started.
Bloodseeker disconnected. I did have a bit of a weird glitch at the beginning of that game, so it's possible that they experienced it too. Like I had the preview screen pop up for Dire Side twice.
Oh, that's a bit strange.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to remake. Okay.
Friendly tipping coming out. Nice to see both games are still in good spirits. Lorbit tipping his HGC lane partner as well. Oh, Benji with the Gareth voice line, love to see it. And it looks like Bloodseeker is reconnected and we're getting straight back into the game as we introduce the teams in the second game of the Anchors versus the Norwegian-Italian Coalition of Dreams. We have Lorbit, the Anchor himself, on this axe. Not a hero we see very often and for good reason, but we're gonna have to see what work he can do. As for the mid laner, it'll be Chill Lestrange. On this Kunkka, it was a signature pick for them back in the day. Busting it back open now. It's good old reliable alongside the Owl Winter Wyvern. Now this is the signature hero of this player, so we're gonna see what he can do and whether he can break up this death ball. As for our position 4 over here, Benji running into a bit of a death squad over here. Has to be careful. Ice shots first. Where is the backup? Trying to run away. The ice shots into the tree line, keeping himself alive for now, but not enough. QB is gonna pick that one up with the last glaive flying into his back. Not really the start you want, but just a first blood, not the biggest deal. Of course, QB, not really who you want to see it on. Chio has to be careful here, getting caught up now by the Ignite as well as Bloodright has to walk away. Al now taking a bit of damage and another Dragon Tail. 2 second stun, too strong to deal with. And they end up giving away 2 kills, 1 on each support. A nice little kill for the mid as well as to carry the net away on the side of the Coalition.
And on the Coalition, it's going to be Lupo on the DK. It's going to be QB on the Luna position 1. On the position 5, it's Creme de la Creme. On the Vengeful Spirit. On position 3, JBS on the Bloodseeker. And Bushmeat rounding things out on the position 4, Ogre Magi.
Yeah, so I love this hero, not too sure about position 4, but we're gonna see what he can do. I personally would have liked to see the Venture for the stun setup into the Bloodright, but I guess to them the slow is perhaps enough. And Chio, he's gonna have a swallow time laning against these 2 melee calls.
Yeah, they swapped up the lanes, and I kind of like this.
Who do you think this favors, this lane swap?
I think it really favors. I think it's a bit hard for Rufio, just because the Dragon Blood. Once Dragon Blood gets up, you're not going to be able to do much damage to this DK at all. But the bot lane, you're feeling really good on Chio.
Indeed, indeed. And all Draw Ranger really needs to do is farm, hit that level 6, and from there the jungle just becomes so easy to clear with those marksmanship procs and the additional edgy, right? So, slightly misplacing that deny there, but not the end of the world. Already getting outlast hit by Lupo though, so this is not a good look, but more creeps coming into his vicinity is gonna spell the end of that short disparity. So any action expected to come out of these lanes, because I just feel like these lanes are like charged and loaded, right? Like in an instant they could really as you see already
I think
on the top side. Yeah, Lobby trying to tag on some pressure onto Creme de la Creme here. QB instead tagging the entire QB. They need to be careful. The ice shots are out and the block is there. But yeah, there isn't anything else. Benji still level 1. Lobby has to be careful here, falling a little low. Benji just punching away with that cleaver, slapping this poor bench. And as we miss a kill into the bot lane, Lobby, they're actually choosing to dive this tower. Lobby needs to be careful. Has tagged a bit too many tower shots. And now Benji, with the tag team Kenny turning around, has to swap the aggro. Has to be smart here. Here comes the shots. The last hit is there and Benji does it for the squad. Probably gonna die here, but that's a-okay with him. He gets a double kill. And that is the start that
they're gonna get JBS bot lane.
Are they? Chio with the last hit. Yes, he is. They managed to get a kill on the R early on, but the TP back in along with the Arctic Burn just cuts away at this Bloodseeker's HP and now brings the Southways carry as well. A much better start for the Anchors than the first game.
Yeah, and I think once this Axe gets Berserker's Call too, this is going to be a very scary lane.
Indeed, indeed it is. Creme de la Creme, you gotta be have to be very careful about where he shows up because Benji with those kills already has boots. The ice shot slightly off the mark. That's okay. Just a bit of pressure coming out of the QB and Lorbit for the first time this series actually ahead in the lane. We're gonna see what I can do with this because this is a big place. This guy makes the big plays, right? He's gonna keep making the big plays regardless of whether he's ahead or behind. Of course, these kind of plays obviously you know, benefit you more when you're ahead, when you have the capacity to make those happen. As you see him run in now, level 3. Trying to snowball, but splitting targets a bit, but shots nicely blocked from Lorbit, or rather
Beautiful.
Benji, and they're hitting away onto Krim. The Krim slowed up as well. Oh, nicely done from Benji, setting it up for the squad here. He might fall for it though. QB gets the hits off, and Lorbit not able to make enough space for his position fall there. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but still this Axe was farming away.
Yeah, and this is the execution I think we wanted to see last game from their lane, and they're getting it out this time.
Yeah, I think they need to be careful though, because Lorbit, even though he is in a decent position, he's not exactly farming as much as this
bot lane.
Okay, bot lane action again. Another kill on the JBS. And
yeah, JBS diving the tower a little bit aggressively, and Chio's just able to get a torrent down, and that's it. That's curtains.
yeah, and this early Helm of Iron Will is something we've been seeing more and more often, right? And even a casual pickup, because the 6 armor and 5 HP regen just so immense value coming in, especially from heroes like Bloodseeker who rely so much on auto attacking you post Blood right? He's trying to take advantage of the Thirst auto attack speed, but Chio puts a stop to it, just cuts him down in his tracks.
And it looks like Rufio's game plan right now is to just push in the mid lane, not really try to trade with the DK. Just push in the lane, take the easy camp. Kind of a bit of a boring lane. Top lane, they're gunning,
some
trying
action
to dive.
already. QB taking a lot of damage. That's a level 2 battle hunger already. But like you mentioned, this could have been I feel like maybe Lorbit thinking that, okay, you know, I'm up against 2 ranged heroes, I need the range harass instead. Benji needs to be careful though. Does he have the snowball? Can't get it off in time and caught out to the sidelines by himself. A bit too low on the KHP there, my friend. And he falls for his troubles. QB taking away.
This is so much damage coming out. Yeah,
level 2.
Level 2. Yeah, I like that.
He needs to be careful, QB. He's tagging out with the creep wave still and could be under some threat.
There's no regen in this lane for them.
Yeah, but Lorbit throws out the battle hunger onto Krim to the Krim, so the Veg absolutely happy to tag that for her carry. Some voice lines coming out here, and I do want to say that Chio and Owl over here, they have practiced a lot together, so even though he's the mid laner, they have quite a lot of laning experience, which might explain why they're trying to they're able to make these moves happen on the bot side, right? And you think about it, this Bloodseeker, still level 3, is starting to look a bit rough for him. It's still
Benji diving?
Back, okay? Benji in with the moves, but the last hit not enough. Where is the follow-up from the Axe? It's not there. And starting to disconnect a bit in this top lane. I feel like if they want to make a move, they need to make it together. But the task rolling in probably perhaps without the Axe's approval.
Yeah.
Or maybe
when the creep wave is in this position, it's really weird for a lane that wants to be aggro.
Yeah,
because it's not quite under the tower, so you're going to be aggroing the tower anytime you go under it.
That's true. But I do think the move for them is to like wait for that creep wave to crash into the tower, right? Because from there you have so many other things to switch aggro to. Benji getting a bit too ahead of himself there in that situation, but still a lot of good space for Lorbit here as long as he doesn't get taken down himself.
Possibly not thinking too much about the equilibrium when you're trying to be so aggro in the lane, but
yeah, Lorbit needs to be careful. Stunned up and Krim he read to his move. Okay. QB.
Bot lane.
Okay.
Chio very deep into 3
Chio,
heroes.
What are you doing there, my friend? Just pops the torrent and the TP out.
There's
no stun, no mana. He's A-okay. And Lupo manages to clean up Owl, but I think you're more than happy with that. That is a rotation from
for being that deep.
Yeah, and that's a dragon form as well.
All committed. Yep.
Yeah, Rufio is still able to farm away in this mid lane. Actually committing 2 wards in this top lane here, so they really want to be able to see what this Axe is up to. Quite interesting. A bit of damage onto Rufio here, needs to be a bit careful, but I mean this is the weakness of the Drow, right? Up against this Dragon Knight, you don't really ever have enough damage to pierce through the immense amount of armor and HP he has.
Yeah.
Not early on at least.
Yeah, it's some of the most armor in the game early on.
The only thing I can think that's worse is like what Timber Saw with reactive. A boat coming out though, Chio about to get the kill on this Bloodseeker. Very nicely set up for him alongside Owl. And like we said, once the engines get started, the ship is full sail ahead. Chio is running a riot in this bot lane now on this Kunkka.
Yeah, and Lorbid just getting a free lane up here top.
Indeed, it kind of feels like the resources on the side of the coalition starting to get scattered a bit, and now they're a bit confused as to which exact aspect or kind of pillar they should answer first. Like, you have Lorbit farming away in the top side, cutting creeps somewhat, and pressuring this tower. You have mid, Rufio farming away. Of course, it's not threat the same way as this Arc Warden is, but still, this Drow ramping up slowly and no threat of a kill of any sort. And all the while, this Kunkka making plays in the bot lane and almost with that armlet completed.
Yeah, and I mean, this Luna in this game, when there's so much armor, it's going to be a while before she's online.
Absolutely, here. As a Chio trying to get a move on the bushmeat here. Here comes the snowballs. The JBS doesn't have the rupture to work with yet. But Lupo actually opting for the stun onto Owl instead of Chio. He's going to be able to slither away and pop the cold embrace onto herself, or himself rather. Here comes the Torrent, keeping him alive for now, but Thirst Vision is there from the side of JBS, and Chio now needs to be careful. Getting stunned up now, has the boat over his own head, but the multicast, the punches, the stuns are all too much for him to bear, and he falls in his own run.
Yeah, that was just kind of a numbers game there. Benji getting a little separated from the team, and they're able to kind of just collapse on them.
QB still farming away over here as we take a look at the net worth real quick. As expected, this Luna has been just power farming away for most of this game. Undisturbed, flourishing in her own lane. Followed up very closely by Lupo. Of course, behind him though is Lorbit on this axe. So, like we said, onus is really on him to try and make something happen with this Ping Dagger.
Yep. And Benji's rotating up top, maybe trying to see. I mean, Krem seems like a pretty easy kill.
He's gonna spot QB though. Immediately gets a bit shy and walks back the other way like, oh no, I didn't need the yank, I'm good. Shots himself up here too. This is literally this is a shameful little.
In the meantime though, Lorbit is still going under.
Yeah, diving, but no follow up right now. Does he have the stun? No, the chop is there. But the stun out from Lupo himself, Lorbit, is gonna try and make a beeline out of this sticky situation, but can't get far with those tiny little red legs. And he's gonna fall, ends up being a 2-for-1.
In bot lane, Lupo rotating down.
Okay.
He does have the dragon form coming up.
The action truly has hit a new peak after the initial early slow start. Now we're just having kills left, right, and center. Okay, the shots out narrowly off the mark from Benji. Unfortunate there.
Oh. It feels like any team could win a fight right now. It's a very exciting point right now.
Absolutely, as both teams just posturing, staring at each other in the lanes, right? Like, oh, you gonna go on me or what? Like, you come in, homie. Oh,
JBS going down. Benji.
I think Burn rather, and Benji with the snowball in to clean it up. A bit of a preemptive tag team, not able to catch the distance onto the Ogre, but here comes Crim de la Cream. He could get a few turnaround kills here if they're not careful. The stun out onto Chio Lestrange, but she has the X marks and plenty of health to work with those double bracers. They're trying to slice her down, but here comes QB as well. Need to be careful about this Eclipse, and there it goes. Down comes the moon, and QB strikes down Chio for going too far forward. Benji is in deep though, like you said. The snowball, and he's gonna stun it out of you. Benji, that's not somebody you can be, but at least he manages to get a kill out of him.
In the meantime, though, Rufio doing what he does best, just taking this triangle here. All space, and Lorbit has the Blink Dagger coming up shortly. Probably in another minute, 2 minutes, should have it up.
Yeah, and this is exactly what the lineup was meant to do, right? Just group up, push towers with this Dragonite ulti, with the aura, and the only thing you're missing is the Bloodlust and, you know, this bench aura as well.
Yeah. That is one of the problems that they have, is Dire is just able to farm so much quicker than them. So when they're getting these kind of even or negative trades, It does kind of favor Dire.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
And Lorbid still prowling around top. I think they want to get this tower to kind of open up the map a little.
Okay, here they go. On to JBS here. Have you stayed a bit too long, you little Bloodseeker? Has the Berserker's Call to keep him in their sight. But here comes the supporting side of Crim to the Crim. They need to be careful here. But the punch, or rather the dunk, coming out, managing to finish off JBS. The snowball forward as well. Benji trying to get the kids in onto Crim to the Crim, but here comes the swap. The DK is here and ready to party. But here's Rufio as well, grinding up the rear. Chio needs to be so careful. Here comes the bow, though, onto 3. Can almost finish off Bushmeat. The last auto attack from Rufio is enough, and they're starting to fire away onto this Dragon Knight. Pops the Dragon Form, but already half HP. QB doesn't have the Eclipse to work with, and the dunk a bit off the mark, but enough to take down this Dragon Knight. And now the TPM from JBS as well. Is this where you want to be? Has the move speed thanks to the Thirst. But yeah, they need to back off and be careful here. Rufio as well getting silenced up, perhaps a bit too far forward.
But he can't fight into him. He might be okay.
Though. Oh, they TP's from the start
I didn't
away
even
from
see
QB. And Chio can toggle this armlet here. He has it available, but here comes the Eclipse as well. Where's the snowball save? It's not there. Silenced up. Very nicely done from JBS. Chio has to turn tail and run and lob it. Most likely gonna fall here, but they're on to QB. Falling a little low. Has the toggles on the armlet, but manages to finish off this axe. Here's the punch though. Here's Benji and the curse as well. Lining it up onto QB, doing the damage, and it's there. The swap is not in time, and they managed to take down the big bad Luna.
Okay, this is such an exciting game. I'm so disappointed. I actually have to go.
Do you actually? You're gonna leave me here?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, do you have to go like right now, or could you hold for another like 1 minute?
I can hold for another 1 minute.
Okay, I'm gonna go for my last toilet break as you cast this upcoming fight, okay?
Okay. So JBS going in. They get the snowball off the JBS. JBS in a little bit of trouble, but he's so fast because these heroes are so low health that he's gonna be able to walk out, and he walks directly back in. This is gonna be a kill on Benji and possibly onto Chio as well. Yeah, and Chio goes down, and JBS back to full health, and they're going to go back into Owl. Owl really has no hope here. Rufio's not going to get here in time. Although, with the Cold Embrace, might be able to get here in time. They get another stun off. A silence onto 3. Yeah, just not enough. Was not able to get there in time. If Rufio gets there maybe a little faster, it's possible he's able to get a kill there. Lorbid just taking up space in the mid lane. I do want to say I've been very impressed with like Lupo on a Dragon Knight. Not a hero you think of as very mobile, but just been all over the map this game. Just a thorn in the side. Anytime you think you're gonna have a numbers advantage on Dire's side, Lupo is there to kind of mess up your plans. And they're gonna be taking these stacks on QB, so QB is going to be ramping up even more. Meanwhile,
okay, thank you Beats for your service. Please
Rufio finally in a position.
What did I miss?
Benji and Chio and Winter Wyvern Owl went down.
Okay.
But Rufio was doing a ton of damage.
Okay, here comes Lorbit though. Okay, I believe you have to go, right? So I can take over from here. Thank you for your service as Bushmeat.
Yep, I might be back. I might not be. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Take care. Gonna leave me solo for this cast, but now Lorbit, with this thing completed, a lot of action now available, or a lot of windows of opportunity available to them. Of course, I missed that fight earlier on. It looked like it was gonna be good for them, but I believe Rufio in that time farmed up a huge ancient stack, or at least tried to, got most of it. But okay, has to be a bit careful. Lupo, ping him out here. They need to be wary, but Rufio already is privy to their motions. And meanwhile, the Crim de la Cream caught, trying to get a D-Ward. Nicely played from them though. They defend their vision here in this top side, and Rufio has to be so careful. Farming away, here comes the blink in though. JBS with the rupture. They've caught out Rufio in this triangle, and this, I feel like this happens more than too often. Chio is here with the answer though, and the bow into Torrent bow into Torrent, and they have more than enough damage to take down JBS. Very nicely done from them. Ice shot, so try and spot out this Dragon Knight, but nope, not enough. So things quietening down a little bit. Meanwhile, QB just farming up has that Dragon Lance and the Mask of Madness completed, looking towards that Manta style, it appears. Just an ultimate orb away, so close to 300 gold. So get into the tier 2 items here. And this is really on this axe, right? It has the Blade Mail almost completed and can make so much happen. This is the axe's moment of power. This is where he needs to make the moves happen. Here we go. Gonna start, I mean the blink as well from Lupo. BKB almost completed, could prove a big issue for them. They really need Rufio to be doing this damage. Lupo in with the blink, level 14. On this level 8 task, he needs to be careful on Benji, backing up now. Wants to defend the tower though, throws out the ice shards. Gonna be a-okay for now, but Chill walking in the midst of all of them. My friend, is this where you want to be? You don't have the bolt right now. Where is the backup? Where's the safe? Snowball is there momentarily. Keeps him alive, but the stun is out. Chio, where is the backup? The bolt is not there, and the Kanka walks into the mid all willy-nilly and ends up falling. That's not where you want to be, my friend. The curse is there, and they're gonna get a return kill onto Bushmeat. But now Ruptured up is Al, and Rufio needs to be so careful. The stun as well, keeping him in place of the Blood Rite, and the Eclipse is gonna start to do the damage. Snipes down the Drow, snipes down the Axe, and it's a 5-man team wipe for the side of the Coalition. They strike down the anchors right in front of their tower. Things are not looking too hot anymore. I feel like they had a window of opportunity, but maybe wandering a bit out of the vision control that they had. And just like that, Lupo there with the stuns strikes them down. Just playing a perfect game so far on this Dragon Knight. Getting X marks out now though. Gonna be pulled back in. Does he have the backup? Where is the help? I'm pretty sure there's a swap available. They need to be careful. Report me, he says, misses the combo, but now they're onto JBS. Pops the Blood right down to cover his tracks. You need to be so careful about this Rupture coming up in 10 seconds now. Lobbit keeping it in full vision though. Could give away the go. JBS is just gonna be able to run away. Yeah, Lobbit can't make the distance in time. Gonna throw out the Battle Hunger. Is it enough? Lupo standing his ground, ready to stun at the moment's notice. And that is all for the chase right now. As I'm watching the footage from 5 minutes ago, yeah, it looks like they just, 3 of them went down. It looked like a good fight, but yeah, they don't manage to clean it up, and JBS just gets the resets. Okay, another X marks, though slightly missing the mark yet again. And that could have been a free kill onto JBS. Now Chio has to walk away. Lupo in with the stun as well, and where's the backup? The Winter's Curse is available, but where is it? Popping the Cold Embrace, and there is the curse. Throwing it back onto Cream de la Cream. That is most likely the bench who's gonna die. The Snowball more than secures it, but the deny actually. Last auto attack from Lupo is the one to kill off the bench, but this is the big kill that they need. That is the Dragon Knight down, and now they're ready to push. Here comes Lobbit though. A bit late on the Q. Could have probably pressed it before the W, but I probably didn't expect to get that call either. And now, the rest of the side of Anchors, they're backing off. The 6k gold lead up now, only 20 minutes in. As we take a look at the net worth, it is this Luna firmly in the lead. Rufio not looking too hard in terms of the net worth, just behind the Bloodseeker. Bringing up the rear though, is this Kanka still trying to keep up with the Dragon Knight, but Luna has eclipsed him in more ways than one. And Lobbit, speaking of Eclipse, pops it, QB finds him out with a nice Arctic burn over the tree line to keep himself out of harm's reach. But yeah, QB is in great boss mode right now. This man is absolutely unstoppable, especially buffed up by the Bloodlust as well. There's nothing to fear. 300 gold away from the Black King bar, and that is where the Death Ball starts to really start rolling. As if it hasn't already, but really it's just been on the back of Lupo and his phenomenal play, right? Picking a Dragon Knight, not the flashiest mid laner, but has made it work to a huge extent for his team. Just being that frontline initiator that they need, always finding the stuns, and really Lupo doing what needs to be done. It's not always the prettiest, but he's there to get it done. They're starting a ward out around Roche, maybe posturing towards trying to take it with those BKBs. They know the side of the Anchors can't fight. Of course, that negates most of what the Kanka can bring, but don't forget, there still is the Winter's Curse, there still is the multi-shot, and there still is the Axe to contend with. They need to be very careful about those AoE abilities going into the pit. BKB completed now. Most likely gonna look towards the Shard and the Crystalist. This Basically a standard build for Luna. They ping out Queen though, they see him. Lobby into the blink and the X marks. Straight on top is the Torrent, and here comes Chio with the punches, but JPS, the rupture on the Rufio, he needs to be careful, but standing his ground at the moment, taking a bit of damage, but they are not gonna dare to come even more forward. The stun onto Al, but the Blade Mail as well, and the Winter's Curse nicely set up onto 3, throws them up in the Torrent, and here comes the boat, perfectly lined up. No, it's not enough, but Lupo pops the BKB, gets out in time, but JPS tanking a little bit of damage. They managed to get Benji on the sidelines. I think QB cleaned up a task trying to flank, but ends up being a decent kill overall for them. They stun up Lobbit, who's trying to make chase right now. Needs to be so careful. Rufio as well has the Hurricane Pipe, but forced to back off, and it ends up being a 1-for-2 trade. Not the worst for the side of the coalition, but they have to thank their lucky stars, because I feel like Anchors could have gotten away with so much more. Now, Silver Edge completed for this Kanka. He'll be looking at the BKB next. It's really going to enable him in the fights, and the BKB ability to negate so much of the Luna, Bloodseeker, and that Ogre Magi as well is going to be pivotal to these fights now. Al has a Holy Locket completed, so that's just going to amplify the amount of save that he can give out to his team. A quick item check on the Drow as well. Hurricane Pike straight rushed from this Drow. Not really sure how good that is, but now the save as well onto Benji. As the Solar Quest completed, so very nice little item. Can get the snowball off, but silenced up at the moment. Here comes the... Okay, nice little call from Lobbit, gets a return kill. QB has to be so careful, but has the Eclipse, turning it onto Lobbit, and now the damage and the beams coming in hot and heavy. They strike down the X where he stands, and now they're trying to look for Chio, but no vision to speak of. Manages the Silver Edge out of harm's way. Does have the TP to work with though, has to be so careful about where he shows. The courier coming in could give him away. He needs to be careful with this courier, and manages to send it away in time. Luckily for him, the rest of the coalition are backing off. They'll be happy with those kills that they got, and probably look towards Roche very shortly. Okay, so it looks like there's a bit of pause going on right now. And as we go into a 1-minute break, I'm gonna go refill my water as well, because I didn't manage to do that. There was a huge ass lizard in my kitchen, so love that for me. Everyone pray. Thank you.
Acts like this very much. I like your moves. I like your style.
Oh, okay, we are back. We are back. Can you hear me? My amigos, my friends, my everyone watching. Jeez. Okay, I'm in time. The G is out. And here they go. Back into the game. Of course, 7k gold lead up now, only at 25 minutes, and the kills already surpassing the 50 mark, which is action-packed. But of course, not over just yet. We've seen these holds, and I think Anchor's a lot more comfortable on this team. They have to be careful though, because QB is starting to branch into astronomical levels. Chio on the sidelines trying to find this bench. Has to be careful. Doesn't have a BKB to work with. Can't. Where's the backup? It's not there in time. This Kanka gonna fall. The Winter's Curse a bit too late. And now onto this Dragon Knight. The stun actually working against them, because stops them from hitting the Dragon Knight. Could have been the kill. But now Benji trying to TP out. Saved, but only momentarily from Owl on this Winter Wyvern. Ends up being a bleed out for 3 kills. And I'm not really sure what the team was doing there, or trying to mount a defense or whatever. It kind of looked good at certain moments, but not managing to really put up a good fight here, and QB still continuing to snowball forward. This is exactly what their draft was built for, right? They wanted to deathball, they wanted to just roll together as a unit, and now with this big bad Luna level 23, what in the shit? This man is just rolling down the towers, rolling down the racks presumably, and where is the backup from the side of the anchors? They need the Axe to land a miracle call here. They need him to do so much blade mail damage that they all just kill themselves. This TP from Chio, I don't know about that one. Kanka, what are you doing? The BKB pop from QB. The anchor's falling apart. Lupo blinking forward, sensing opportunity here. Benji gonna fall as well. There isn't even a curse, and the LO probably, yeah, mild grief coming out from Chio over there. And man, that was not the end. They looked like they could have put up a pretty good fight there, but that's just gonna be the Rex in one fell swoop. Now the Rupture as well on the roof here. Where's the save? It's not there. The Winter's Curse just onto one lone Dragon Knight. How much damage are 3 creeps gonna do to you? Answer is not a lot. Oh, okay, I lied. Ow, gets the kill. Tells me to shut the fuck up. So very good, very nicely done for him. But I mean, that's a little bit of a consolation prize when you consider the fact that your entire team just got wiped and you lost your racks, right? It's only 27 minutes in. Trying to get a kill on the Bushmeat here. Here comes Benji with the backup, the punch straight into the sky, but Bushmeat so tanky. Ends up falling though, so nice little kill turned around there for the side of the anchors. They even it out, but that's the first lane of racks down for them. Chio has to be so careful where he TPs, right? Because he doesn't have the BKB to work with. Yes, if he has the BKB, he can just come in, pop it, completely fearless. All you need to be scared about is this auto attack from the Luna, which can easily, you know, just break up with your spells. But you're not there yet, my friend. You can't be doing that. Like, gotta be a bit more careful here, just like this. Chio starting to get hit away on. Where is the sentry? Where is he getting this vision from? The X call is there, but it's not in time. Chio, what are you doing in the mid lane? Wait, how did he even see them? I guess it was just this sentry. They gave him vision all along. That was so odd, and Chio probably not expecting it as well. But QB just rolling out and making it look easy on this Luna, just rolling them down. And now back in this desperate situation. I mean, they have a curse, they have a call. They don't have a call, sorry, the call is dead, but they have a curse, so I think the side of the coalition, they're gonna be a bit scared to push out. They're probably gonna look towards Roche, actually. Surprised they have not yet. But now Creme de la Creme finished up this Aghanim Scepter. Gonna be such a big pest in these fights, as if he has not been already. You're gonna start off this Axe. And some lines drawn out from the side of the anchors. Look like they want to either try and contest or play this top side, but they don't really have the heroes to do so. This Roche is gonna fall fast with the side of the coalition just running in. Look at how much damage they do to it, and look at how fast it falls. It's essentially already gone. Blink and you'll miss it. That's Aegis claim for QB on the Luna. I literally did a demonstrative blink for the audience in case you guys missed that, so thank you. You're welcome, everybody. Yeah, they're just gonna start rolling into the other towers, and from there it's just... Oh, sorry everyone. Yeah, but it's looking a bit rough, right? The side of the coalition, they're just balling down these lanes exactly how they intended, and you have this ability to break it up, but oh, okay. A Hail Mary wrap around perhaps. It has to be X who starts this out. They have to fight around their vision here. I'm gonna try and start things off with a curse, and it's on to QB. That's gonna be the Aegis God, and here comes Axe. Does he have the call? He gets it onto 2, along with the silence. Lupo has the stun out, but misses it, and that's the huge combo that they needed. Bushwhack to fall, the Bloodseeker as well, and QB in the middle of it all, popping his BKB, starting to fight. The Rufio, he's doing the damage that he needs. Shio falling low as well. Ow, where is the backup? Lobby doesn't get the call off, but QB under a bit of threat now. But that call, missed call, could have been the game winner for them there. Lupo still knowing his job, just zones out the Drow, and QB with the BKB Satanic Daedalus in the middle of it all stays alive. And that was a nice attempt from the side of the anchors, but to no avail. They don't manage to get much from that. Oh, look at how much damage they do to Lobby with one single Lucent Beam. They need to be so careful. It's not the tanky X that you're looking at, but the Blade Mail coming out. QB could kill himself here, but the Satanic in time. The Lucent Beam as well. Rufio needs to fire out, needs to shoot the shot, but the stun from Lupo. It's there keeping the Luna alive, the supporting cast on the side of the coalition, on point with all their spells. We didn't talk about them much because this whole game has just been QB in the front seat. But man, this guy is a menace, backed up by a supporting cast of absolute superstars as well. They have not missed a single beat. In with the stun, in with the kill. That's all down on the side of the anchors once again. And looking at a second rest, potentially even ending this game. But I mean, why do they need to stop? They can just keep going. The BKB up again, 37 seconds until the eclipse, which is essentially the time that all the anchors are gonna take to respawn. Chio trying to make something happen with this Kunkka here. Torrent gonna toss him up, but so much damage taken from this Luna, he needs to back off. The Aeon Disc immediately popped from Owl with one looser beam. You can't be up there, my friend. You need to be more careful about this move. If they just blink and stun him just like they will in a second, they do. Oh, the Aeon Disc literally not gonna do anything for you there. The buyback immediately from Kunkka. Here comes the combo. They could get Lupo. The dunk is there. But Lobby taking so much damage. They need to be so careful. The swap in. That's the X down on Silas. Has the buyback though. But now Rufio under fire. The Eclipse, the force stop. It's not enough. Lobby, he's gonna tank this Eclipse and fall. That's a dieback for him. Ultra kill at this point. Just give him the rampage. But the GG is immediately called. Benji trying to do what he can to get this kill. But the rampage is claimed. And QB, he's gonna end this game a happy man. GG is already been called. 29 to 54 QB, an absolute monster on this Luna, and serve the anchors their second series loss. Ooh, what a game. And usually I do winners interviews, but not gonna lie, I'm literally about to pass out, so I'm just gonna save it. But ultimately, I mean, that game, there was a nice change of pace from the anchors. They tried really hard to try and refresh. They had moments of brilliance there with Lorbit, Uchio, and Sen and Benji as well. Try to set up the fights for the team, but I think at the end of the day, Rufio just could not find the farm that he needed to dish out the damage, right? And from there, like, a lot of the execution, the fight, they had such a high execution draft, it felt like, compared to the straightforward coalition draft. They all just needed Death Ball, cast their spells, and it was all good. But for anchors, you needed to land this sick combo. You needed to land this insane turnaround team fight. Yeah, but yeah, a bit too. Okay, let's do an interview then. Oh my god, I'm like half dead, not gonna lie, but alright, let's go WLD. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, we just need to wait for the captain of the anchors to come in as well, and we can conduct this interview.
Yeah.
Congrats though, you guys, after that game with the... Oh, what was this? What the heck?
Just one kill.
No, as in, what was the game that you guys played that you guys lost because you had to stand in? Was it just one kill?
No, I remember what the...
Yeah, I don't remember the team
who it
name
was,
either.
yes.
Was it Analog?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be analog, yeah.
Good starter.
Hello. Sorry about the initial reluctance, but we're here now with a winner's interview. So, first of all, big congratulations to, of course, the Norwegian Italian Coalition of Dreams for not only
Thank
having
you.
one of the most painful ass names to say in the entire league, but also this series win. So, congrats.
Yeah, we were a little bit uncertain if we were going to be called those with the ugly nicks or just a horrible nick.
Yeah, I mean, you guys ended up picking the best of both worlds with that one. So, I mean, it ends up being a mouthful for me to deal with. But I'm glad that it's still, you know, I mean, the nick doesn't matter if you're just busting ass, right? Big congrats on the win, and of course, apart from the loss to Analog, you guys have been on an absolute tear as a squad. Is this your first league playing together, or you guys are experienced tag?
No, it's the first time we're playing together. We are actually co-workers, and we found out earlier this fall that everyone plays Dota. So
Oh damn, that's such a cute story though. Like imagining your colleagues all playing Dota, then like you have this like after a day of work, while you're like in between lunch, you're discussing strats for the upcoming games and shit. Is that what it's like?
yeah, we found out just ahead of TI and had like an office TI party. And,
Oh damn,
uh,
that is so
since
cool.
then, yeah, it's been great. I found out the guy sitting next to me used to be really, really good. So hopefully he can teach me a little trick or two.
Okay, so out of sheer curiosity, what does your company do?
We make a software for creating chat robots. So we're
Okay,
developers
so
and designers.
yeah, so a bunch of programmers and stuff like that all coming together to enjoy some
Yeah.
after hours Dota. That's a cute little origin story. Okay, so on to the games, of course. You guys had a bit of a respect bands coming out. You guys you did your research against the anchors, of course. Any reason you guys let the art warden through, or just you guys weren't scared of it?
We didn't see that they had. We couldn't see that they had played a lot of Arc Warden, but so we didn't. We just did it out of neglect.
Okay, that's really honest. Chio, I want to ask, that was the first game for your art warden to be let through. How did you feel getting your hands on that finally?
I was so freaking nervous
Right?
to
a
get
lot
it.
of
It was like,
a lot of expectations to live up to it.
yeah. I mean, it kind of worked, kind of didn't. I think didn't have enough time, but also that's just the draft. I didn't pick any good draft, so it's like whatever.
Okay.
It was fun. Thanks for giving me the arc, whether you wanted to do it purposely or not.
Okay,
was,
so
The one time about arcs getting through is not gonna get through like ever again.
okay,
You
so
killed me easily a couple of times.
A couple of times.
yeah, okay. Anyways, of
How
course,
can you ignore this?
in that first game, obviously it didn't look too hot for the anchors, right? It was sort of falling apart and things didn't look all too good. Of course, prior to this point, you guys had actually similarly to the coalition, actually both of your teams have been relatively successful because the anchors never lost the series yet until the series against PZ, and coalition as well, only really losing a game to Analog. Who won first game? Okay, let me just put overall score 2-0 coalition win. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, after that first game where you guys are sort of behind, how did you guys sort of try and reset as a team? Because one thing that I noticed is you guys went back to a really old school draft that you guys used in the earlier games of the league. Did that play a part in the mental reset for the squad?
A lot of it was just like we had one very clear issue, and it was a laning phase. Like, no matter what happens in the rest of the game, we can't play when we're getting destroyed in our lanes. So that was like the one thing we focused on. I think the like going back to what we originally started drafting was just like kind of just felt like playing those heroes. So we just
Right.
did it. I don't know if it really contributed to like the mental reset per se. I think it was just like Benji's PMA.
Ah, okay. What do you mean by Benji's PMA for those?
Look, Benji is like untiltable. So
Mhm.
like if you have someone that's untiltable, you don't need a mental reset, right?
I guess so. I mean,
Benji's out. Like on a serious note, like we're kind of just working on staying positive in comms. So like
yeah, I mean,
I don't think anyone did anything in particular. I think we all just like collectively agreed we had an issue to focus on, and we just kind of focus on that more so than anything else.
yeah, and I mean, it definitely came to fruition in the second game, right? It definitely fired back a bit in the lanes. I want to ask, of course, the coalition side, did you guys sort of when you guys saw the second game draft, it was a very different pace from probably the stuff that you researched or the stuff that you saw, or is this something that you had expected as well? Did you guys have this planned, or were you guys just more like, oh, you know, we have our own strat, we're gonna stick to that?
It was kind of hard to read because they picked heroes that you could flex a lot, and we were anticipating not to see the Drow mid, for instance.
Right.
But we felt good going into the second game, and we have such a big MMR discrepancy in our team that we just need to try not to fail so that our carry can carry.
Okay, so actually, since you mentioned that, I actually want to ask you that. So it is pretty common knowledge that your team has one of the highest MMR players in this entire division, right? Like QB on the Luna is immortal.
Yeah.
So how does that team dynamic kind of work, right? Because you know you guys have like you said, like does he like lead you guys? Is he the main shot caller? Then does he make all the decisions? Does he have a huge part in the draft? Because you are the captain, right? So you're the one doing the most of the drafting, or is it like what we all imagine, a miracle situation where like Miracle, or like, you know, like if Miracle says he wants to play this mid, you give him that hero mid.
I give him whatever hero he wants, but mostly it's a team effort for the draft. But he is probably the most quiet guy on our team. So
okay.
he's not like captaining the squad, but everyone helps out with the draft. So
okay, that's
we
cute.
just he picks his own hero and.
And then he just quietly just does his thing while you guys all like.
Yeah, we just try to keep up. And suddenly you can also see that sometimes when we play that suddenly he's like diving deep, and no one is picking up that he's going in.
Right.
We need to improve that.
Yeah, a bit of a silent killer there, just on his own agenda there. But I think you guys played remarkably, and of course netting the 2-0 win here. Is that all of the games that you guys have? I believe for both teams, this is the end of your group stage, right?
We have one more week.
Oh,
yeah, I think we have one more week. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not very familiar with the WLDL and the format, so you're gonna have to keep me clued in. How does the group stage progress into the playoffs?
I think it's just normal seeding, like 1, 8, 2, 7, like 2 against 7, etc. Bottom, so since there's 9 teams and 8 in the playoffs, I believe it's a tiebreak for last place, but I think they're still deciding.
Oh, I thought they were mixing the brackets for the playoffs, but I might be mistaken.
Like the divisions?
Yeah.
Huh. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it would. But I mean, that's all up to the overlords who are the commissioners, right? We'll have to see how it all pans out. Of course, we have Benji and a Winking Owl in this call as well. Do you guys have anything else you want to add, or anything you want to add on to, like any of the questions that I've mentioned, or you know, any shout outs or anything you just want to say?
I just want to say that this team that we played today, it's the best guys. It's just so nice to play against people that are just here to have fun. And
that's what we're trying to do, you know.
Thanks so much, man.
Also,
all of you were so
you guys
friendly.
played exceptionally well and destroyed us, but we appreciate you keeping it lighthearted, not being flamey, you know. Definitely very, very, very lovely.
You are very kind.
But I would like to announce that I have reclaimed my title as highest deaths per game in the WLDL, so
Let's go!
very happy.
Back on top, baby. Eat
Up
shit.
there, 12.17. Just behind me, my friend 4Beats. Sorry to take the title from you, Beats, but you know, had to be done. Had to let them know who's really dying now.
Dying more, oh my god.
Okay, a Winking Owl, do you have anything else you want to add?
Not in particular, just that I don't know, that game just hurt a lot. It was very sad. I tried to
It
curse,
hurts.
but no.
Dude, okay, look, you got your curse, you got your one good play, It's like a redeeming factor.
Yeah, you
It's
had
like,
you guys had like a real nice combo almost with that smoke wraparound play, but
Yeah, the smoke curse was.
I
really
just
good.
it's just so hard at that point because QB just stands there and like he just like he's like okay.
Clicks off.
Yeah, there was like
have
a
a
20k net
glaive.
worth difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the satanic and
The Daedalus and
BKB
the
just
shard,
came off.
smile.
Everything just came. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smile.
Yes, it did. But we're gonna have one last week of WLDL, so it's not over for these teams just yet. In fact, it's far from over. We're still gonna have a lot of action. And of course, if you want to catch any of the games in particular, or if there's any specific games that you guys have played or watched or heard about that you know it hasn't been casted, feel free to let me know on Discord or wherever, and I'll try and get a cast in before the playoffs so everyone, you know, has some good content to watch. But apart from that, thank you to the teams and thank you for the captains. Thank you to the captains for coming in for this interview. Smile.
Thank you for casting.
Yes.
Yeah,
no-
thank you so much for
Enjoy
casting.
the rest of your weekend.
Yes, thank you. You guys too, and I will be. I'm just going to dip from this and end my stream. So, thank you.
See you.
See you
See
guys.
Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.
You need to sleep.
Okay, so that is the end of that. It was a bit of a barn burner. Not really a barn burner, but we kind of stayed up a bit late. The game was supposed to start like a bit earlier, but we had to wait because, you know, scheduling issues and whatnot. But ends up, I mean, not the best of the WLDL games that we've seen, but have to give props to Coalition. Of course, they brought their A game and they pumped it out real good. I for one am just glad that I actually got to saw the Coalition play Dota instead of that one time where I literally was up to cast their game, and then it was I think it was their stand-in who was just not cooperating, right? And then it made that whole situation very unpleasant. They didn't want to play with him the second game, so they ended up like just forfeiting. So that's not cute. But of course, thank you everyone for joining me, and of course you can always find the WLDL casts here at my channel.